All right, here we are going to be working on the left end elevation of this building drawing. As I promised that I will be working on the left end elevation. As I said that if you are not asked to draw the front elevation which we did here, you may be required to produce the left end elevation of the building. So that's why I said I will draw the left end elevation. So we are looking at the building in this direction. So we want to see what we are going to have if we are standing here looking at the building in this direction. Okay. Now, before I go on, I forgot to put something here. So there's a beam here in the floor plan, and that beam we are going to see it when we draw the left end elevation. So I have it here. This is the beam. So we are supposed to make these lines. We are supposed to make them short dashes lines. So let me quickly put that right now. So it's supposed to be a short dashes line. So for the beam around there, so because there's a column at this point, a round column at this point, so we need to make this also short dashes line for the beam here in this veranda. Okay, so we have a beam here and we also have a beam here. All right, so having done that, so then let's look at the next thing that we have to do as we are working on the end elevation, left end elevation, looking at the building in this direction. So what we are to do first, is to draw the ground level. So we draw the ground level line. So we draw a horizontal line here like this. Okay, so we have this now. All right, so we need to indicate that this is the ground level. So we write GL. So for the ground level. Now, having done that, so looking at the building in this direction, so I'm going to see the edge of this wall. So I'm going to see the edge of this wall. We have to position it. So let's position the edge of this wall. Let's position it here. So here I'm going to draw a vertical line like this. Okay, we have this vertical line. Then, so distance from here to here, because in the floor plan, as we are told that the overall dimension includes boundary line. So overall dimension from here to here is what we have. And don't forget that each of these dimensions, as we are told that all dimensions are into in. So that dimension for the from the face of one inner wall to the other face of inner wall. So here we have the overall dimension. But what I'm going to do here now is that I'll use my compass to transfer the distance from here to here. So that's what I'm going to do. So because of time, so I'll use my compass to transfer the distance. Okay, so let me just I need to get the compass. All right, so I have it here. So to make it fast, so let's use the compass to take the distance. So from here to here, so I'm taking from here to here. So I have fixed this line for the edge of this wall. That is what I've done. So this distance now will give us the edge of this wall here. Okay, so I have this line here like this, and it's also for this part, for this point. Okay, so it's also for this point as I've taken it here. And then so I will now take the distance from here to here. So distance from here to here, so I will take it like this to this point, and then putting it here. So here I'm going to make an arc. So I have this point. All right, so we have these 3 points. So then at this point, so I'm going to have the edge of the wall here. So which this point and this point are together, they're on the same line. So I will draw a vertical line like this. And then so what we have here, so I'm going to draw a vertical line like this. Okay, so then so we are going to see these steps. So we are seeing these steps, we are seeing the windows here. Okay, then we are going to see this beam at this point. Okay, so these are what we are going to put together And then another thing that I'm going to see here, okay, I'm going to see this door. So standing here, I will see this door. Then I'm looking at it that there should be at this veranda, so there should be balustrade here. So balustrade as we produced it here. So there's going to be a balustrade that will cover the whole of this place. So I'm going to work on that. Okay, I work on that. So we are going to see it together here. All right, so as we are told, so let's get the floor level. Let's get the floor level as we are told in the specifications. That for the floor, so we have that floor level apart from dining is at 453 risers above ground level. Then we have that dining floor level is 150 higher than the other floor level. Dining floor to roof is 3,250. So you know that what we did here, so we took a measurement of, okay, so we added the, for us to get the floor level itself, so we have to add that to 150 plus 3,250, and that give us 3,400. So 3,400 by okay, sorry, floor for the floor. Sorry, for the floor. So I'm talking about the floor now. So okay, so for the floor, so what we did here for the floor, okay, for us to get the floor level here, so what we did is that, okay, so what we did, we follow this dimension of these steps. Okay, that's what we use. So that's 450 that we are given. So as we are told that each one of the riser of each of this step is 150, while the thread is 300. That's what we did. Okay, that's what we did. So first of all, let us position these steps so that we can get the floor level. So we can get the floor level here. Okay, so that's what we need to do. So what we did here, so we have two steps. We have the two steps, and the third level that we have here is where we are stepping on when we are entering into the building. So we need to take note of that. Okay, so the thread is 300. The thread is 300. So we use the thread here in the plan. Okay, while in the front elevation we use the riser. So in this case now, we are making use of both the thread and the riser. So you are going to see how I'm going to produce this. So we have two steps. Okay, so we have two steps. So that thread 300 by 100 will give us 3 millimeters. So we have to set that. So we are going to have 3 millimeters. So this is 3 millimeters. Okay, then we have under 3 millimeters like this. Okay, so for this, so we are going to, and then so we are going to take 2 millimeters in 3 places. So 2 millimeters in 3 places. So we have this. So this is 2 millimeters here. Then we have another 2 millimeters. And we have another 2 millimeters here. So so what I'm going to do here now, so we want to produce the steps. That's what we want to do here. So here we draw horizontal line to this side, and then coming to this point, we also draw horizontal line to this side, and here we draw horizontal line to this side. So we have this. So what we are going to do now, so for this particular point, so I'm going to draw a vertical line here. Okay, so we have a vertical line, and here I will draw a vertical line from here to here. Okay, so draw a vertical line from here to here. So this is the floor level. Okay, so this is the floor level. So for the veranda and other parts of the building apart from the dining, okay, so apart from the dining, so here we draw this horizontal line to this side. Okay, so we have this now. So this is the floor level. Okay, so these are the steps. So if I'm to make it more feasible, so I just need to make these thick lines. Okay, okay, all right, so we have this to be the first step on the ground, and then this is the second one. So by the time you move up here, so you are going to step to this veranda. Okay, so these are the steps that we have here. All right, so okay, so let's look at the next thing that we are to do. So we are to take floor to ceiling height now. So floor to ceiling height for this floor now will be addition of the height of the dining from the normal floor. Okay, addition of the height or the distance of the dining, okay, or the floor of the dining from the normal floor, and then plus the distance of the surface of the dining from the roof. Okay, so we need to put that into consideration, and if we add that together, so we have 150 plus 3,250, that will give us 3,400. So 3,400 by 100 will give us 34. So what we have to do, so from this floor level, so we take a measurement of 34 millimeters. So here is 34 millimeters. So I'm going to draw horizontal line here. So here we draw horizontal line. So we draw horizontal line like this. Okay, so here we have the horizontal line. So now, so we are going to take a measurement of each projection. So each projection is 6 millimeters. So that's 600. So we take 6 millimeters. If we divide by 100, so this is 6 millimeters. And I'll come to this side and take a measurement of 6 millimeters. So 6 millimeters from here. Alright, so here we have 6 millimeters. So this is 6 millimeters here. So we are going to draw a vertical line. So draw a vertical line like this. And at this point, we also draw a vertical line. So going up like this. Okay, so coming here in the roof. So for the roof, so we are told that, so we have reinforced concrete flat roof with 25 bitmos felt finish. So that's the information that we are given about the roof. Okay, and then here we have a roof over veranda and adjoining room for WC 700 below the main roof if projection is 600. So we have to make use of that as we did here. So now, so for the main roof, so we have main roof here. So main roof is for this part. Okay, main roof is for this part here. And then, so the roof at the veranda and also this water closet, they came down. That's what we did here. In the front elevation, they'll be merged together. So in this end elevation, we are going to see them separately. So the distance from here to here, from here now, so from here to this line is where we have the main roof. So from here to here, as we have transferred it here, is where we have the main roof. So what I'm going to do now is that I need to extend this line up. Okay, so this line has to come up a bit like this. Okay, so then we produce the main roof on this part from here to here, and then there's going to be east projection for this also. So there's going to be east projection for this part, so which is 6 millimeters. Okay, so here we have this. Okay, so this is for the main roof, for the main building. So we are going to take a measurement of for the reinforced concrete. The information is not given about it, but we use 3 millimeters here. So I will take a measurement of 3 millimeters up here. So this is 3 millimeters. So for the roof of the main building, so I'm going to draw a horizontal line. So let me just take 3 millimeters. So here, so 3 millimeters from here up. So here is 3 millimeters. So I'm going to join this point. I'm going to join them together. So join these 2 points together with a straight line. So I'll make it a thick line at once. So here we have this. Okay, and then so for the bitmos felt, so we use 2 millimeters for that in the front elevation. So I just take 2 millimeters here, and then on this side I will take a measurement of 2 millimeters. So we are joining these 2 points together. So I join these 2 points together. So for the bitmos felt on the roof. Okay, so that is used to prevent water from destroying the roof. Okay, so here we have the main roof. So this is the main roof now. Okay, so this is the main roof. All right, so we also need to make this line. to make it a thick line from here to here, and this line also has to be made a thick line from here to this end. So we have this. All right, so then this line should be made a thick line, and this should be made a thick line. All right, so then the roof over the veranda and the water closet here, it came down 7 millimeters away, 7 millimeters below the main roof. So we have to sell, they give us 700, so we are dividing that 700 by 100, and that gives us 7 millimeters. So 7 millimeters below this, so this is 7 millimeters. Okay, so we have this to be 7 millimeters. So we are going to draw a horizontal line. So we draw a horizontal line. So that horizontal line, so we go like this. So it comes to this side and then goes to this side. All right, so then we have the east projection. So I just need to transfer this. So I transfer this down here. So that's 6 millimeters. So take this down like this. Okay, and then we also have, it has east projection on this side also. So we take 6 millimeters. So 6 millimeters through. So this is 6 millimeters here. So here we draw a vertical line like this. All right, so the same thing that we did here. So this 3 millimeters that we have for the main part of the roof, which is the reinforced concrete. So we take it, so 3 millimeters. Okay, so we make this a thick line. Okay, so from here to here like this. And then for the bitmost ferrite, so we took 2 millimeters. So this is 2 millimeters here. Okay, so here we also have 2 millimeters. And then so we join this together for the bitmost ferrite. Okay, so from here to here, so we have this, and then we make this a thick line from here to here, and this also a thick line from here to here, and then so this line will also make it a thick line from here to here. So here we have what, the roof for this part of the building. So this is how we are going to see it as we are looking at it in this direction. All right, so then other things that we are going to work on here. So this beam, so we have to show this beam. This beam is around here, so we have to show it. Okay, so for the beam, as we are told in the as we have here in the specification, so here we have 225 by 225 reinforced concrete at 2,800 above dining. So they are talking about this one, about dining floor, and 23 above veranda floor. Okay, so here we have, this is the veranda floor here. So we have to show this beam, but before we can show this beam, so this column is going to show, so this column will be around here. Okay, so let's take a measurement of 23. So if we divide 1,300 by 100, that will give us 23 millimeters. So here we have this to be 23 millimeters. So we are going to place the beam. So let's draw a line here for the beam around here. So here we have this. Okay, so we draw this line like this. Okay, then so for the column, so we have to show the column here, this column. So we are going to see it here. So it has a thickness of 2 millimeters, just like the same thickness as that of the wall. So 2 millimeters. So we take 2 millimeters from this point inward. So this is 2 millimeters here. So we are going to draw this so as a thick vertical line. Okay, so we make this a thick line from here to here, and then here also, so we have this line drawn thick down to this level. So and then for this beam, so here we have this beam, so from here to here, so we have it like this. Okay, then this is going to be an edge of a wall. So from here, so it will go down to this level. So we have it like this. All right, so then another thing that we have to show here is to show, as I said, that there will be balustrade here. There will be balustrade here, just as we have it here in the front elevation. So we have to show the balustrade. So we have a rail. Okay, so that rail, as we are told here, what we did here is that So they said veranda 1100 iron rails with vertical balusters under it. Okay, so but in the front like this, they said so it is open veranda, no gate. So but on this side here, so there will not be gate, but we just have to draw something like this. So what we have to do here is to take a measurement. So we take a measurement of 11 millimeters, and for the rail, so we take 2 millimeters down for the rail. So for the thickness of the rail, so we are going to draw a line. Okay, so we draw a line, so horizontal line from here to here like this, and then so coming down to that, so coming down a bit like this. Okay, so we draw this line from here to here. Okay, so then so for the balusters, so we place the balusters here. So let's just move away from here. So draw this vertical line like this, and then move away. So draw this, and then so let's put one here like this, and then so we draw a vertical line here. So then let's put one around here. So here we have this. Okay, so the top rail enters into this wall and into this column. So that's how it is made. So this line now, so we are going to see this as a thick line from here to here in this veranda. So then another thing that I said is that we are going to see this window, this door. We see this door here. So this particular door, I think we ought to have done that before we produce, but you can still work it out. So for this door that we have here, so this door, so this particular door that we have here, and that is D. So it has a width of 900. Okay, so 900. Okay, so we have it here, width of 900, a height of 2100. So first of all, take that 21. So that is the height. So 21 millimeters. So this is 21 millimeters here. So we draw a horizontal line. So here like that. And don't forget that the top of the door also determine the top of the windows. Okay, so that means for this particular line that I want to draw, I will draw it all to this end, because we are still going to position this window. So that's the purpose of drawing the line like that. Okay, then I will take a measurement of 9 millimeters. Okay, so 9 millimeters from here. So this is 9 millimeters here. Okay, then the frame of the door, so 1 millimeter. So I'm going to draw this line. So here I will draw. Okay, so draw this line from here, so down here, and then so the frame, so I'll put it from here down here like this. Okay, so then here also I also need to draw this line and come down by 1 millimeter. So draw this. Okay, so here this type of door that we are given, they said it's a flush door. It's a flush wooden door. Okay, so flush wooden door. So all right, so I'll just put it here so that we have what's a flush wooden door. So I'll just put this so that this is made of wood. Okay, so we have this. Okay, so this is the door. So maybe I can just put a lock here. All right, so that's it. So we are done with this part of the building. So the veranda, so we put the door here. Okay, so here we have the column and the steps are here. Okay, so these are the steps as we have them here like this. Okay, all right, so here we have the steps. So also need to make this line. So let's make it a thick line. All right, so now so we come here now to work on this window and this window that we are going to see. Okay, so let's position the windows. So this is here in this bedroom. So just move away a bit. So for this particular window, so we have the width. So the width is 15. So this is 15 millimeters. Okay, so and then so for this particular one that we have here, so we should have it around here. So we have it around here. So we also take 15 from here to here. So this is 15 millimeters. So let's form the windows. So okay. All right, so moving away a bit for the frame, and here also for the frame, and then here. All right, so and then here we have okay. So the height of the window is 10 millimeters. So 10 millimeters. Okay, so we draw this as horizontal line, and then coming down a bit. So we draw horizontal line like this. All right, so we break it down into two pieces. Okay, so we are told that this window is casement window. So there are casement windows. Okay, so here also I'll break this down into two pieces. All right, so I need to make this line more visible. All right, then here I will do the same thing. All right, so then to show here that this is made of glass, as we did in the front elevation. And then here, all right, so here we have the left hand elevation. So this line would be a thick line from here down. Okay, and then so this floor, so will be drawn short dashes. So we are not going to show that of the dining. So from this area, the floor of the dining as we did in the front elevation, we are not showing that in this because the dining is far from this end, from where we are looking at the building from. So we make the short dashes line. That is the floor from here to here. All right, so we have drawn the front end of left end elevation. So left end elevation, so right left. Okay, so left and so left end elevation. All right, so then we write the scale. So the scale is 1:100. All right, so here we are done with the left hand elevation. So it's as simple as I've done it here. All you have to do is to practice. So thank you and God bless you.